A pleasant day to all of you. I'm Leonel Villanueva, Applications Engineer of Vortex Systems Inc. And I'm here to present all about Autodesk Inventor 2017. So Inventor is a professional grade 3D mechanical design tool, documentation and simulation tool built to serve the expanding role of the modern professional engineer. Core mechanical design tools are better than ever, with new features that help you design faster and optimize performance from the outset. Integrated communication tools helps you connect with anyone on the project team, regardless of their role, company, or location. And new interoperability tools put data together from virtually any discipline or software so you can build a single complete definition of your product. Here are some of the design enhancements in Autodesk Inventor 2017. "3D sketching in Autodesk Inventor 2017 is a powerful tool to create draft sketches as a reference for design. So to start with, I'll select Start 3D Sketch. So for example, I'd like to create a draft sketch for piping designs. So I'll start my design at the center point. So once you select the center point, it will automatically start the line at the center point. And if you would notice, there's a triad that can be used as guideline. So if I select a plane, my line or design will be constrained in that plane. So now I'll just input my dimensions. Now I have a sketch that I can be used as a FAT for sweeping to create the pipe design. So what's the difference between 2D sketching and 3D sketching? So in 2D sketching, if you will create this kind of sketch, it will be like creating a design in a piece of paper. So the design will be lying in a certain plane only. But with 3D sketching, all the planes that you selected will be there in that feature. So it's really creating your design in 3D. So now I'll just have to create a feature that I can use in sweeping to this line. So now I have my pipe design layout in my tube and pipe design. Another interesting design enhancement in Autodesk Inventor 2017 is the shape generator. So with shape generator, you could optimize your design to less the time and material consumption in producing a certain component or parts. So for example, I have this frame and I'd like to optimize my design. So to start with, you will be using this ribbon tab for analysis in shape generator. So to start, you'll just have to assign first the material. So I'll just choose steel alloy, and then you'll just have to set the constraints. So for example, I'll fix this part of the frame, and then I'll set the loads. So for example, I'll use a certain force in this particular area, and then I'll set the magnitude at around 200 newtons. And once you've set those constraints and loads, I will now then proceed to the goals and criteria. So for the goals and criteria, you'll have to start with the preserved region. So when we say preserved region, once the generation is complete, the region that you selected will stay, so it will not be changed. So for example, I'll choose this one, and then I just have to drag those arrows to make it sure that this region will be preserved once the simulation is done. And then I'll choose the symmetry plane. So I'll choose this one, and then the shape generator settings. So with shape generator settings, from this dialog box, you could see the original mass of the frame. So it's around 3.5 to the third kilogram. So for example, my target mass is this around 1.06, and then the minimum member size is around 100 millimeter. So if I click OK, it will prompt me if the setting is accepted by the shape generator. So from here, you could see that try setting mesh resolution near 1.7. So this is the mesh resolution. So as mentioned in the box, I'll just have to set it near 1.7. So I'll set it at around 1.5. So the shape generator settings doesn't prompt me anymore, so it accepts my settings, and then I'll just have to generate the shape. So this will took around 10 to 15 minutes of computing. Now we've generated the optimized design of our frame earlier. So if you would notice, this mesh is the generated shape from our original file, and our original file is this. So now you could use this generated mesh as a template or guideline in creating your optimized design. So after generating this mesh, you'll just have to promote the shape, and you could select it as current part file or STL file. I'll just select current part file so that I could use it as a template. There you go. So now you'll just have to trim this part to generate the most optimized design you'd like for a certain design. And for this design is a frame, so it's the most optimized design. And if you'd like to check if it's really to its optimized or maximum design, you could use the stress analysis or the FEA test to see if it really works. One of the design enhancements in Autodesk Inventor 2017 is in the part creation. So in part creation, they enhance the patterning tool. So for example, I'd like to create a pattern using this feature. I'll select the circular pattern and then select the feature which I want to be patterned. I'll select this one and then I'll select the rotation axis and set how many patterns I'd like. So I'll just make 8. So now I have my pattern for this feature. Another enhancement in part creation is the parent-child relationship. So if I right click into the extrusion and select relationships, a pop-up dialog box will show, and here I can see the parent and the child. So if I select the circular pattern 2, this circular pattern 2 is dependent on the extrusion 1. So if I delete extrusion 1, circular pattern 2 will also be deleted. So that's the parent relationship for part creation in Autodesk Inventor 2017. Here are some of the interoperability improvements of Autodesk Inventor 2017. Reference model. Significant enhancements were made to the reference model update behavior for CATIA, SolidWorks, NX, and ProE or Creo files. Increased support for multi-threading in import workflows results in increased performance and faster updates for reference model workflows. As well, reference model also supports step-neutral file format. A step model can be referred to an Inventor assembly when the step file is updated. Inventor accounts for the design change in a manner similar to other 3D formats. So an example of how can we use a step file formats in Inventor 2017. So in the assembly and in the assemble ribbon tab, you'll just have to click the place or imported CAD files. So I have this file, the 30mm wheel magnets B11. It's an step file. Then I'll just have to put a prefix and then just click it in the workspace and then OK. And then I'll just have to place this component to this thread or to this shaft. So there's a constraint feature in the relationship ribbon tab. So I'll just have to insert, just have to select the portion where I want to there. So if you want to offset it, you just have to change the value over here and then you just have to apply it. So now the step file can now be used in Inventor 2017. Last but not the least, for our featured topic on Autodesk Inventor 2017 is the mesh handling. So in mesh handling, it supports STL and file formats. So in Autodesk Inventor 2017, you could use it as an underlay or template in creating your designs. So just an example. So I'll open an STL file. With this mesh object, I'd like to create a native Inventor file. So I'll start from sketching and then I'll project the features of this object. Now I'm done projecting the feature of this mesh object. I'll then now hide this object, and from that projected sketches, I can now use this for extrusion. Now I have created a native object from an STL file or from a mesh object. So that is all for now for our Autodesk Inventor 2017 packet session. So for more details about our latest products offers, updates, technology news, and events, you could visit www.cadmarket.ph. You could also call us at 858-5555 or send us an email through sales@wsipil.com.ph. Thank you.